Howdy, everypony. Lonely Brownie signing in. Chapter 9. Apple Bloom sees the bigger picture. That morning, Apple Bloom got up and went to the stage. She hadn't been here since the news of Princess Celestia. For a long time, she was wondering what really happened there. She was beginning to think that Twilight had something to do with it. The way she was acting before she disappeared, the fact that she was the last pony to see Princess Celestia, and right afterwards all of Twilight's friends were acting weird, all led her to this decision. Fluttershy forced herself on her brother. Rainbow Dash was avoiding every pony. Pinkie Pie stayed inside all day. Miss Rarity moved a Canterlot for some reason with Spike. And Applejack was suddenly in a bad mood all the time. This was getting silly to Apple Bloom, who now felt a strong desire to do something. She left the stage and walked back to her house. Right on time, she thought, seeing her big sister walk out of the house. Applejack! She ran over to her sister. Applejack sighed and turned to Apple Bloom. I was going to look after it. But where's Twilight? She just vanished out of thin air. She's going through something. Well, you know, it is a holiday now. Maybe we could hang out today? I'm sorry, sis, but I can't. Aw, why not? I could go with you to the library, then we can... No, Apple Bloom. But Applejack, no means no. I'm sorry, but this just ain't a good time right now. I'll tell you what's happening after you're a little older, but I gotta go now. I'll see you at dinner tonight. And with that, Applejack trotted off, leaving Apple Bloom dejected and confused. When I'm older? For Luna's sake, I'm already 10. I'm practically a teenager now. She walked towards the path towards the She walked down the path towards the treehouse and saw Scootaloo and Sweetie Belle walking by. They were laughing at something Scootaloo had said. This ticked off Apple Bloom in more ways than one. Not only did it look like they were forgetting about her, it looked like they didn't even care what was going on. Was it like Princess Celestia was turned to stone was fun? Could any pony be having fun at a time like this? Apple Bloom's next stop was to see Trixie. She hadn't spoken to Trixie in a while, so this was a good chance to see what she was doing. Also, Trixie was one of the 2 ponies she knew who even treated her remotely like an adult. When she arrived at the trailer, though, she felt something odd. Apple Bloom had a dark feeling, as if she'd never be happy again. She shook it off and knocked on the door. Oh, Trixie? You in there? Yes, just a second, she heard some pony say. But was it Trixie? She sounded a little different. The door opened and Trixie was standing there with an odd smile, one that Apple Bloom sort of recognized but couldn't put her hoof on. Apple Bloom, what a nice surprise. What brings you here? I was wondering how you're doing. I mean, I heard you were hoping Twilight would teach you, but she vanished all of a sudden. Yeah, that was sad. And she still sounded weird. It was like hearing Trixie's voice, but some pony else was using it. And whoever it was, Apple Bloom knew them. But who? Are you okay? You seem kind of out of it. You don't sound right. It's nothing, Apple Bloom. I'm just practicing some new spells, that is all. Oh, so Twilight decided to teach you, Apple Bloom said, really happy. Yeah, that's right. Have you seen Twilight? She's not around anymore, and I'm thinking something's wrong. My sister's acting all funny and spending most of her time at the library. No, I'm afraid I haven't. You really haven't seen her? No, I haven't. She just dropped off a few spell books, and that was that. That was that? Yeah, that was that. Look, I've got to get back to my studies, so I'll talk to you later. Okay, adding to everything else now, Trixie was being weird. What is going on? Why is every pony being so weird? Apple Bloom thought. She was more confused now than ever. Which meant only one pony could help her. Even though she technically wasn't a pony, she needed the second pony who treated her like her adult, sort of. She needed Zecora. The trip to Zecora's place seemed longer than usual, but that was because Apple Bloom did a lot more thinking. Lately she'd been having really weird thoughts, and truth was that was scaring her even more than the strangeness going on around her. The fact that she was really wanting to take the search for a cutie mark seriously, the fact that she wasn't as sad as she thought she'd be of Scootaloo shunning her. She was more annoyed than anything. The irritation of seeing every pony acting like everything was okay when things clearly weren't. And this weird feeling in her chest. Like she almost wanted to cry, but she didn't at the same time. There it was, Zecora's hut. It wasn't too far into the Everfree Forest, but it was far enough where she didn't tell Granny Smith about her visits. Lately it had become more dangerous in the Everfree Forest, so Granny Smith didn't like Apple Bloom playing inside it. She wasn't going to let that stop her from seeing Zecora, though. Even if Apple Bloom didn't understand Zecora, Zecora always understood her. She needed that feeling. She she filled a gap in her life she didn't even know she had. A knock on my door. Who could it be? Why, it's Apple Bloom, I see. Hi, Zecora. Such a sigh. Wait, hey, Zecora. Such a sigh. My Apple Bloom, what seems to be troubling you? Zecora asked unconcerned. A lot, Zecora. A lot. Apple Bloom said as Zecora escorted her inside. Apple Bloom wasted no time telling Zecora everything that was on her mind, starting with the day she left the Cutie Mark Crusaders, going into how every pony was acting weird, and then Twilight's disappearance coupled with how angry her sister had been. She won't tell me anything. She just tells me not to worry about it, saying things like, you'll understand when you're older. And now Trixie's being strange. I got this weird feeling when I saw her at the trailer and I spoke to her. Wording like she was the same pony. Like she was possessed or something. I don't know what's going on with me, Zecora. I never felt this strongly about nothing before in my entire life. Every pony's just walking around like nothing's wrong. That with Princess Celestia being turned to stone along with Twilight's vanishing act, are you thinking same as me, that Twilight Sparkle is the key? Never really thought much. Ain't thought into it, but I guess so. She was the last pony to see her. I don't want to think something's wrong, but maybe it seems to the one to me you're showing signs of maturity. Maturity? As in I'm growing up? The thoughts running through your mind are truly of the adult kind. Concerning the issue at hand, I fear greatly for this land. So I'm not just being paranoid? Unrested spirits roam about. Of this I have no doubt. Darkness is this monster's friend, and chaos is this desired end. That's... And you think this has something to do with Twilight? From the moment she walked through my door, I always felt there was something more. A shadow, pure and strong. I feared her consumption was not too long, Zecora admitted. But what does that have to do with... What? Wait. Zecora, I have that weird feeling in my chest again. Like I need to do something, but I cannot tell you what path to take. That is a choice only you can make, Zecora said, nuzzling Apple Bloom in a loving manner. Follow your heart, for it is brave and true, and surely it will guide you. Zecora. Thanks, Zecora. I feel a lot better now. You can always turn to me, for you and I are family. Family, she said before giving Zecora a hug, much like she would have given Applejack or Granny Smith. She ran to the door, gave one last look at Zecora, smiled, and then galloped away, with renewed spirits. She didn't know what she was going to do, but she knew she had to do something. She did know one thing, though. The search for a cutie mark will have to wait. In darkness there is always light. I feel hers shines especially bright. A hero will rise in times of doom, and her name just might be Apple Bloom, Zecora said to herself. After she got back, she went to the stage and decided to finish, knowing that there was now something important she had to do, but she wanted to make sure she didn't have any regrets. It only took Apple Bloom 3 hours of work before she was finished. She stepped back when she was done and looked pretty good. Probably the finest thing she ever made, and knowing that she made it made herself feel pretty good. You finished it? Oh, hi, Silver Spoon. Even if Trixie ain't having the show, I need to know I had it finished. That I could finish it. I owed it to myself. Silver Spoon. Oh, wait, sorry. Silver Spoon, I'm going. Going? Where? I think to Canterlot. This shocked Silver Spoon to no end. But why? Going there isn't to help you get... This ain't about my cutie mark anymore, Silver Spoon. Something ain't right with Ponyville. Ever since we got that report about Princess Celestia, everything's been strange. Last night, I saw something that made me realize just how serious this all is. And I'm supposed to do something about it. I'm going, Silver Spoon, whether you want me to or not. I understand. Silver Spoon led her to Rarity's boutique, strange as it was. Even stranger was that Apple Bloom saw Rarity inside. I thought she moved to Canterlot. Yeah, I thought so too. But yesterday I heard my dad talking about something she was doing in Canterlot concerning the princess. Your dad? My parents work in Canterlot a lot. You know, the regular transit between Ponyville and Canterlot is shut down, right? Well, Miss Rarity came in here on what I think is a castle carriage, and it's still outside the town square. You could stow away inside the carriage, then you'll get into Canterlot in no time. And I'll be able to get answers from Miss Rarity and Spike. Thanks, Silver Spoon. Apple Bloom, you do realize Canterlot is a long way from Ponyville, right? Yeah, I know. So you won't be able to come back. That's fine, 'cause I ain't coming back till I get the answers I need. So you really are leaving. Silver Spoon, are you gonna miss me? Well, yeah. You're the only filly my age who I actually feel comfortable with. I hate Diamond Tiara, and thanks to her, every other foal in Ponyville hates my guts. Apple Bloom, you're my... She was tearing up, and Apple Bloom knew what she meant even before she finished it. Apple Bloom hugged Silver Spoon. Thank you, Silver Spoon, for being my best friend. Thank you, Apple Bloom, for being my first friend. They hugged one more time. Go, Apple Bloom. I don't know what's really going on, but good luck. And you better come back. I will. I promise. The carriage began to move, and their hooves got separated. Eventually the carriage took to the sky, and Apple Bloom saw Silver Spoon's got smaller and smaller. She stayed the whole time, watching Apple Bloom rise higher and higher into the clouds. Her heart was racing as she sat back in the carriage. There was no turning back now. She was going to Canterlot. In the back of her head, she knew that she'd be in a lot of trouble when she got back, but she couldn't think about that. She was a filly on a mission, and when you're on a mission like this, it's a lot easier to beg forgiveness than permission. The ride back to Canterlot was a long one. Rarity had hoped to run into one of her friends when she got there, but unfortunately no one was around. She did hear from Bon Bon that Fluttershy seemed upset about something, and she really wanted to catch up, ask what was going on, but she just had to pick up a few things from her shop and head back to Canterlot. I sure hope Fluttershy is all right. I hate knowing my best friend is upset. There were a lot of things Fluttershy didn't know, which was unusual for two mares that were so close. Fluttershy always seemed to cling to Rarity, always getting really upset if it seemed like Rarity was ever displeased with her for anything. The thing was, while Fluttershy said herself that they were best friends, whenever Rarity asked her about her foalhood, Fluttershy would quickly dodge the question. In the end, she knew next to nothing about her friend, which made Rarity feel even worse. When they arrived in Canterlot, Spike was waiting for her. Of course, Rarity thought sweetly. Did you get everything you need? Thankfully, yes. There was even an old spell book in my closet I had forgotten about. Hopefully there's something in that can help. Yeah, hopefully. I'm sorry, Spike, but I didn't run into anyone. I don't know about Twilight. It's okay. Why don't you go inside and rest? I'll carry your bags. Thank you, Spike. That's really sweet, Rarity said, nuzzling him. She began making her way back to the castle. At the top she heard Spike cry out in shock at something, but she didn't look back. Knowing Spike, he was just shocked by one of the things Rarity brought back with her. Oh, to be young and innocent. Rarity went into her room and fell down on the bed. Using so much magic at once made her feel more exhausted than ever. How did Twilight do it? No pony should be able to use that much magic and still be standing. Yes? I brought your stuff. Great, Spike. You can just come in. Leave the bags by the bed. I'll unpack in a bit. There's something else, though, Spike said as he walked in. Whatever it is, can it wait a few hours? I need to catch up on my beauty sleep. I don't think it can, actually. Now Rarity was curious. She slowly looked up from her pillow and got the shock of her life. So much so she screamed and actually fell back off the bed. Not her most graceful moment. Apple Bloom! Hi, Miss Rarity. Hi, Miss Rarity. Pardon my French, little one, but what in the name of Celestia are you doing here? I'm here because I want to know what's going on. Twilight's missing, Applejack's in a bad mood, Rainbow Dash is avoiding every pony, Pinkie Pie won't leave Sugar Cube Corner, Miss Fluttershy almost raped my brother last night, and you and Spike are here in Canterlot. Something's going on in Ponyville, and you know what it is. I bet you'll know more than anyone else, since you're in the center of it. Since wearing that fancy golden necklace right now, Applejack's wearing hers too. No. Let's go a little bit further. Hold on. What was that bit about Fluttershy? I saw last night. Big Macintosh was doing some last-minute work on the barn when Miss Fluttershy walked in and me acting all funny. She stopped and ran out of the barn, and neither of them has been right since. Fluttershy, where were you? Don't change the subject. Okay, I'm gonna stop it there. Bye, everybody.